Okay, we're on Eruvin, Perek Yod Mishnah, Yod 10th Mishnah, in the 10th chapter of Eruvin. Mishnah says, Neger sheyesh birosho gelustura. If you have a neger is like a deadbolt. Let's look at the Bartenura for a second. Neger, let me make myself a little lower. I don't know if you can see me well or not. I have no idea. Neger is ke'ein b'riach. It's a deadbolt. It's like a lock. Shetochavim baktalim o ba'askupa. That you stick in, let's move this up, you stick into the walls or into the doorstop, into the step, lin obo to the adelet, to lock the delet, to lock the door. So what is a galustera? So this neger, this bolt has a galustera. Shirosho aveh, its head is thick, the agol can mean remote. It has like a ball on top. You know, I got a water bottle, so it's got like a ball, like a tennis ball thing. It's bigger. Okay, can mean rimon, like a pomegranate. Okay, but asui kibuchna, it's like a mortar. Shava'ui laduchbo pilpulin. Okay, and it's like a mortar that you could use in order to crush peppers. Let's look here. This is the mortar. This is the buchna, the mortar that goes into the pestle. That's called a pestle. So here's your neger. Okay, the neger has a galustera. So sometimes it would just be a piece of metal. But this thing doesn't have a piece. It's not just a piece of metal. It has an additional little bulge on it. That's the galustera. That's the bulge that it has. So, in this Mishnah, let's go back to the Mishnah and read it again. Neger sheyesh barosho galustera, this bulging deadbolt. Rabbi Eliezer oser, Rabbi Yehuda, Rabbi Yossi matir. Rabbi Eliezer says oser, you're not allowed to put it into the doorway to bolt it on Shabbat. And Rabbi Yossi says you are allowed to put it in the bolt on the doorway on Shabbat. What's the reason? Okay, so the Gemara says, I'm looking at the Kahati for now. Rabbi Yossi says, since it has a galustera, since this thing has that extra, that extra thing, then it has a Torat Kli. It's like a Kli. It's like a mortar and pestle. It's a vessel. It's a utensil. And therefore, Rabbi Eliezer says, therefore, it doesn't look like you're Mosif on the binyan. It doesn't look like you're adding, Rabbi Yossi says, he's matir, because it doesn't look like you're adding to the binyan. Whereas Rabbi Eliezer says, even though it has this galustera on it, even if it's tied on, the Gemara talks about whether it's tied on or not, nonetheless, it looks like when you stick it in, it looks like you're adding to the binyan because now it's totally locked, now it's totally closed, and it fits into this hole. So it looks like you're adding into the building itself with this little piece of metal. I would note that the Rambam says that this halacha is connected to muktzah. Rabbi Eliezer says it's asur because it's not a kli, it's part of the building. So therefore, since it's part of the building, it's muktzah. And Rabbi Yossi says no, since it has that galustera around it, that extra thing, therefore it's kli, and therefore you can move it around it. You can't use it like a mortar and a pestle. That's the Kahati quoting the Rambam. Mishnah continues. Amar Rabbi Eliezer, said Rabbi Eliezer, Ma'aseh b'knesset sheb'Tiveria shayu nohagin bo heter. There was a place. What about the story in Knesset of Tiveria, in the Beit Knesset, in the shul, that they had the minhag that they were matir, that they permitted the use of this deadbolt. Till Rabbi Gamliel came along and said that they're not allowed to use it. So therefore, Rabbi Eliezer says that's why it's asur. Rabbi Yossi says no, you got the story all wrong. Isur nahaguba. It used to be asur. Rabbi Gamliel come along and said that it's mutar, like I said, either because it's not muktzah or it's not mosif ala binyan. Nonetheless, they came along and said it's mutar. Maybe so we have a rule that things that people have an isur, you're not allowed to come to be matir. So the Kahati says, based on the Tosfot, he says no. If they have a reason, if they added the isur for a good reason, then you can't be matir later on. There's a rule that says dvarim mutarim va'achirim nahagu behem isur. If something is mutar and other people had an isur, einatai rashai lahatir. You're not allowed to be matir. The Tosfot said that's only if they have a reason. But if the reason they're being osur is because they think it's asur and they're wrong, if they're mistaken, then you can come like Rabbi Gamliel came and vehitiu lehem and tell them that they're really mutar. We'll stop here. And dedicated learning to the memory of my father, Rav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. You can email me. I'm always loving email if you have any questions. Have a good day.